Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Now that's the new edition way.
I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation.
It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
How are you able to release and have an instrumental song become a huge deal?
And I forget who the disc jockey was, but he put the wrong side on. He put the Green Onions by mistake and played the B side instead of the A side.
No!
And that's when the change happened. These people started to call the station and say, play that song again.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
All right. Here, my name is Gary Parrish. I'm speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough studio, FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. Bennett Doyle right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you're ready for the Grizz to return to 500 for the first time since the morning of November 2nd, because that's the task at hand this weekend. The Wizards are coming to town. They never win. Assuming that trend continues, the Grizz should be 14-14 sometime after 9 o'clock tomorrow night. We're going to prematurely celebrate it momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. In the next segment, Jessica Benson's going to join me. She, of course, is the host. Jessica Benson's show with CJ Hurt. Weekdays, 8 a.m. on Grind City Media. She's going to come in here. She's going to sit in that chair. I'll talk Grizzlies with her. When we finish chopping it up with JB, we'll take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know. Which one we're going to discuss. 5 previously undiscussed stories, among them the University of Memphis. We'll be playing in a bowl game this afternoon down in Tampa. The Tigers are taking on NC State. They call it the Gasparilla Bowl. Small underdogs in the game. We'll spend some time on it in about 40 minutes. In prime time tonight, 12-team college football playoff gets underway. Alabama at Oklahoma. Michael Wilbon has some wild opinions connected to this one. We'll talk CFP in just a bit. Thursday night football was great. Seahawks 38, Rams 37 in OT. Seattle used a 2-point conversion to secure the victory. We'll spend some time on that a little later on in the show. The final Saturday before Christmas of this college basketball season should be great. I'm headed to Atlanta for the CBS Sports Classic, Kentucky, St. John's, North Carolina, Ohio State. We'll spend a few minutes on that. We'll do it in the third segment, and there's a big boxing event in Miami tonight. Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua, live on Netflix. Genuinely looking forward to this.
Okay, good. I have a conspiracy theory on it.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that. Somebody's been on the For You tab again. I'll give you the latest odds on the big match. We'll do it during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's Carryout, and we'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to. But I did want to start with your Memphis Grizzlies because game 28 of a scheduled 82 is going to be played Saturday night in downtown Memphis. Grizz Wizards, inside FedEx Forum, 7 o'clock tip. Tickets available, Grizzlies.com. The Wizards lost again last night, 119-94 in San Antonio. So they're now 4-21 overall. They're just 2-12 away from home. Worst record in the NBA. They've dropped 5 of their past 6. Big Bet Bennett, I know anything can happen in a basketball game. All right? I've been living long enough. I know anything can happen in a basketball game. But one thing that almost never happens in a basketball game is the Wizards win it.
Rinse, repeat.
It almost never happens. So I'm going to count my chickens before they hatch.
Okay.
I'm counting win 14 right now. No need to wait. Let's count chickens before they hatch.
Okay.
Are you comfortable counting chickens before they hatch?
I'm a little. I don't know if I'm. Because when was the Utah game? Was that last weekend? Was that a Saturday night?
I counted that one before it hatched.
But that's the thing.
You would think I would have learned my lesson.
Yeah, but you called them the lowly Utah Jazz. I called them, I believe, the scrappy Utah Jazz, the feisty Utah Jazz, and so I knew that was not a gimme. This feels like a gimme.
It should be.
This feels like a gimme.
It's the lowly Wizards.
It's a gift on a silver platter.
It's the lowly Wizards.
Yes.
You get to play a team tomorrow whose leading scorer is Alex Sarr.
He was the number 2 overall pick. I mean, come on.
Still.
But see,
you get the point.
And here's the thing.
Sometimes you have to play teams and the leading scorer is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Sometimes you have to play teams and the leading scorer on that team is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yes.
Sometimes it's Anthony Edwards. Sometimes it's Nikola Jokic. Sometimes it's challenging. Sometimes it's Steph Curry. This time it's Alex Sarr.
And
I'm counting my chickens before they hatch.
The way that Jaren's been playing lately, one thing that we know about him over the years is he likes to kind of take it to the young big men in the league. Like he will go after those guys. He will hunt them on offense. So I'm feeling pretty good.
Say it. Say that you're counting your...
I'm counting my chickens before they hatch. And I will throw up all over myself if we lose the game tomorrow night.
You can't lose to the lowly Wizards.
No. This is what I've been saying all week. This is what we call the Great Reset.
Yeah.
This is the Great Reset.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night inside FedEx Forum, we will all witness the Great Reset, and then we'll go play a massive game at Oklahoma City and see where we stand on this season.
Bennett, this is a big reset.
The Great Reset is what I call it. Clip that.
This is the Great Reset. I mean, it replicates your own carryout experience to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
You got down real big.
Yeah.
You were in a big hole.
Mm-hmm.
You'd look at that hole and you go, I don't know how I'm going to climb out of this thing. And it felt like you would never get back to 500.
Right.
There were times in your life where I sat here across from you 5 days a week, and I'd look at you and I'd try to stay positive with you. But deep down, I didn't think you were ever going to get back to 500. And you did. Now you're messing up a little bit lately.
Got to win last night. Shout out to the Red Wolves. Is that what Arkansas State is? They're the Red Wolves now, right?
They should be.
Love our friends down in Jonesboro.
They should be. I never thought you were going to get out of that hole, and then you did. And I remember us reset. I felt like that was a great reset for you personally, but for the show, for Carry Out, that was a big.
It gave us a little validation.
When you're in a hole,
we were going to have to scrap this segment if I didn't get some wins here.
Let me put this in normal people terms.
Yeah.
Let's say you got a balance on a credit card, and you're working like crazy every month to pay that off, but you're carrying around that balance. And it feels like, man, I am never going to get out of this. But you keep working as hard as you can and pay a little bit here and a little bit there.
Yeah.
And then you've probably experienced this yourself. I've experienced this when I was younger. Like you just feel like, God, how am I ever going to get out of these holes that I have put myself in? And you just keep, and it's like, and you have this, when you get it back to zero, you get it back to even, you get it back to, all right, that's over. I didn't know if that was ever going to be over, but now I'm out of it. There's like a sense of relief and joy all mixed together. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
You've lived this life.
Yep.
That's where we are this weekend. It's the great reset. There was a time, we're 4-11. no point guards. You remember with 4-11 and no point guards?
Yeah. Well, we still don't have any point guards.
I know, but like that's...
But things have changed.
Things have changed somehow.
Yeah.
Okay? Cam Spencer became the best shooter in the world. Vince Williams learned how to play lead guard. None of these things we saw coming. All right? But at 4-11, it's like, man, how are you ever going to get out of this? And even at 5-11, it's like, how are you ever going to get out of this? Now, all you got to do is beat Alex Sarr's team tomorrow night at home, and you're out of it, 0-0. I'm feeling good.
I am too, man.
I'm counting chickens. I don't need to see them hatch.
Yeah, when you need to get back to 500, there is nothing you want more than a home game against the Wizards.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, it's going to be the Grizzlies' first game since Wednesday's 116-110 victory in Minneapolis. And again, an opportunity for them to return their record to 500 for what would be the first time since the morning of November 2nd. I'll walk you through it. That morning, the Grizz were 3-3, all right? 3-3 through 6. Then they lost to Toronto to fall to 3-4. Then they lost their next two to fall to 3-6. Eventually, they were a very ugly 4-11, no point guards. But since starting 4-11, they've gone 9-3 in their past 12 to pull to 13-14 on the season, beat the Wizards tomorrow night, and they should, if only because everybody else does. And then we're going to be sitting here on Monday morning talking about a Grizzlies team that's 14-14 through the first 28 games, despite Ja Morant to this point being limited to just 14 appearances, and Zach Edey to this point being stuck on 11 games. Those two starters, the starting one and the starting five, have combined to miss 29 of a possible 54 games so far. Zach, we know, is out Saturday. Ja might be too, assuming he is. They will have combined to miss 31 of a possible 56 games to start this season. That's 55%. Combine that with the fact that Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen haven't played a minute, and that Jaren Jackson Jr. hasn't played well, really, until recently. And 14-14 is a solid place to be, all things considered. So let's go get it.
Let's go get it. I'm looking to see if we got an injury. No, we don't have anything yet. We'll probably get some later this afternoon.
5:03.
Yeah,
I'm predicting around 5:03 p.m.
Yeah, be interested to see what Ja's status is, just because, again, like it was, and I know they were on the road, so you want to like get your guys back here and do all the diagnosis and everything, but he was questionable with the ankle injury, then downgraded to doubtful, ultimately out. Obviously, Mike mentioned and people saw he was walking around on crutches. Right. Now that's just when you sprain your ankle, you're on the road. I think you want to be cautious and
yeah, you just don't. Yeah. They just want you off of it.
Yes, they want you off of it.
I remember when I was a beat writer in the gym every day. I was in these practices over at the University of Memphis every day, and I could just remember Antonio Burks, to name one player. If he rolled an ankle, even if it was minor, if he wasn't able to practice, if it was something enough to where he's not going to be able to go, he's got to be off of it for a few days, he's not practicing today.
We're going to put you on crutches.
Well, they'd put him in a boot at the very least, and sometimes crutches as well. Can you get around without the crutches? And this would be the thing you'd have to know about Ja heading into the weekend if you're trying to figure out when's he going to be available again. Could he get around without the crutches? Are the crutches there because just let's put nothing on it?
Yeah.
Even if you can get around, let's put a boot on or get on crutches or both, but let's put nothing on it whatsoever. Is it that, or is it no? He needs crutches because that's the only way he can get back and forth to the plane.
Now, obviously, I want to see him play as much as possible always, but I would hope we'd be okay tomorrow night without him. Yeah. I think we will. And man, I really hope he could be ready for that Oklahoma City game, just because. I don't know. It feels like you could exercise some demons with that one.
Well,
on the road against the team that blasted you in the playoffs last year. Ja gets hurt. They're up big in Game 3 here in FedEx Forum. I don't know if anybody necessarily thought, the series is flipped, they're back in this. But he said himself that he thought he had them figured out, and I would just like to have the opportunity to see if that's true.
Well, that's another one of the things that has been thrown back in his face.
Right.
Oh, yeah, sure, you had him figured out.
But he got hurt. He didn't have a chance to show it. Yeah.
I'm not arguing. That first half was amazing.
It was incredible.
That was a lot of fun.
That was the best first half of the series, without question.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close.
I think all the other ones, they were down 20 points going into halftime.
Not even a competitor for second place.
Right.
If we're talking about best halves of the 2025 Oklahoma City, Memphis first-round playoff series. That first half was a lot of fun. And
Probably the best first half any team has had against them in the playoffs last year.
Maybe the best first half in the history of basketball.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
In all seriousness, a lot of things have been said about this franchise for years now on a national level. A lot of things have been said about Ja.
Sure.
Lately.
Still are, yeah.
Every day on a national level. And Monday, at the very least, if he could go, would present the opportunity to launch yourself back into a different conversation in a pretty dramatic way. Because it's not just a game against the Thunder. It's a game against the Thunder on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be available to a broader audience. The Thunder are 25-2. So any win against them is like a lead Sports Center type of win. Now, this game is Monday. Monday Night Football is a thing. That'll probably lead Sports Center. But very quickly, you get to Grizzlies Thunder if the Grizzlies are able to win that, particularly if they're able to win it with Ja Morant playing well. And suddenly, rather than the guy who is often in street clothes or who was earlier this season suspended or who has struggled to shoot the ball, suddenly people look up at you for the first time maybe in a couple of weeks, and they go, hold up, what, the Grizzlies got a winning record now, and Ja Morant's back and awesome, and they just beat the Thunder in Oklahoma City? What's going on there? You know, we're daydreaming a little bit. We're daydreaming a little bit. All of this is unlikely, but what's the point of thinking about things if you can't try to think about them positively?
Yeah, and to your point, like because of where this historic run that they're on right now and what people think that it could be this season for the Thunder, any loss they take is going to be a massive story. Like, it's going to be on SportsCenter. It's going to be a big deal.
Hey,
they've only lost 2 games.
Let's knock out these lowly Wizards.
We're counting our chickens before they hatch. I don't like doing that. You know I hate doing that. But
I do. I like counting chickens before they hatch.
I mean, come on.
I do it in all aspects of life.
Yeah.
I'm just constantly counting things before they hatch.
Okay.
Putts.
Yeah.
Holes.
You got to beat the Wizards at home.
They're lowly.
I think they're a step below lowly.
They're even worse than lowly.
Yeah.
Take them out, 14-14, little after 9 o'clock tomorrow night. We come in here on Monday. We start game planning how you go about trying to humble the Oklahoma City Thunder inside the Paycom Center.
I like that plan.
Hey, let's knock this thing out on Saturday night. Then we'll turn our sole attention to trying to devise a plan to humble the Thunder inside the Paycom Center on Monday night on Peacock.
Sounds good.
Jessica Benson's in here next.
Southland Casino Hotel is helping you navigate to Santa. Win your share of over $550,000 in free play and a brand new Lincoln. Here Comes Santa takes flight on Saturday, November 1st, when you can begin earning entries. And don't forget the grand finale drawings on Saturday, November 29th and Saturday, December 27th to win a share of over $40,000 in free play or a brand new Lincoln. Win big during Here Comes Santa, only at Southland Casino Hotel.
Own the 2025-26 Grizzlies season with the 10-game Flex Pack, the ultimate way to catch all the action on your terms. Choose your favorite matchups from intense rivalries to weekend thrillers and customize your pack to fit your schedule. With 10 games to pick, you'll never miss the moments that matter most. Visit Grizzlies.com/packs today to build your perfect ticket pack and cheer on the Grizzlies your way. It's your team, your season, and your schedule. So don't miss out.
The only thing better than Saturday Night Hoops is when it comes with an exclusive Grizz hoodie. Every Saturday this season, $60 gets you a Grizzlies ticket and a limited edition Grizzlies hoodie. 4 different hoodie designs dropping across 4 Saturday games. Not sold anywhere else. Don't miss your shot to collect all 4 designs. Grab your tickets and gear up now at Grizzlies.com/Saturday.
Do you feel like you have had a matchup or an opponent or a moment where you're like, oh, I'm in the NBA now.
When we played the Warriors and Steph on the left wing hit like a step back three, like right in my face. Like, I remember watching this on TV and I'm the one getting scored on.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Outside is a beautiful day in downtown Memphis. Jessica Benson is the host of the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Weekdays, 8 a.m., Grind City Media. She joins me on Friday. Today's Friday. She's right here. You're on schedule. You're on time. Look at you.
I just ran back up.
How are you?
It's quite cold outside. I had to run from FedEx Forum through the plaza to come back to this side to come up here to do this. And it's cold out.
I like it. I don't mind cold-ish weather.
Sure.
But I don't like to freeze.
I don't like to be I don't like the up down all around. Like if you're going to be cold, be cold.
Just tell me where
tomorrow's going to be 60 degrees again. What are we doing?
I can't even understand.
Christmas it's going to be 70 degrees.
That sucks.
Ben is very angry at the temperature. Why is you
No, not being cold on Christmas is lame.
You think
and
it should be
sad.
cold on Christmas?
Yes, and it never is here anymore.
My hot take, as someone who spent many Christmases in Hawaii, a warm Christmas is beautiful.
Warm Christmas.
no.
Warm Christmas.
I will say there was
is gorgeous.
There was one year is probably like, geez, a long time ago.
Okay.
But we went to Telluride. We went to your homestay for Christmas, and we haven't done something like that again because I got the sense that it offended grandparents and other family members that didn't get to see, the people they love on Christmas.
I find this one of the most fascinating conversations around the holidays.
Should it matter to a person how other people feel where you spend the holidays?
No, it's a day. You can make your own special days. If for whatever reason, if you and your family wanted to go to Telluride, that is not an indictment on your relationship with the rest of your family. If you wanted to travel to Europe for Christmas, that does not mean that you're doing something bad to the rest of your family. I have so many friends who get guilt-tripped by parents, and I understand I'm the anomaly here. Like I grew up being told and drilled into my head that you can have a loving day with your family no matter what. The 25th, and yes, obviously all of the religious reasons for Christmas or for Hanukkah play a part. But if you can't be together that day, you can celebrate it another day. It's not the end of the world.
I agree. It's clearly not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world.
But what if it feels like the end of the world to somebody? For instance,
that's their problem.
Well, I want you to look into this camera and talk to my mother right now.
Yeah.
Okay. What if she were to say, and she has not and would not, I don't think. She has not been guilt tripping anybody. But I can imagine this being a thing. I look forward to, on Christmas, seeing my grandchildren and watching them open presents and just spending that day with them. And when you guys all leave town for Christmas, not only do I not get that, but at this point in my life, I don't know who I see on Christmas. And there's a scenario where I would sit all day home by myself.
Does your mom have friends?
Of course.
Does your mom have other family?
Sure.
So if you knew ahead of time that
she doesn't have
your kids, but she doesn't have other grandkids.
She doesn't have other grandsons.
Well, does she value her grandson's happiness?
Oh.
Are her grandsons having a good time in this hypothetical situation?
Sure.
Then it should make her happy that her grandsons had a wonderful day, and she will have a great opportunity to catch up with them about all of it. They can show her pictures. They can explain to her their favorite parts. And in the future, you can plan something else someday. That doesn't have to be on Christmas, but with that person, we get so bogged down in the me, how I feel during the holidays. And it is a season for collective, like friends, family, warmth, giving, kindness. But a lot of guilt goes into a lot of these relationships, and it bums me out.
Well, Christmas can become a stressful day.
Yes.
And it's less stressful for me now than it used to be. And this is going to sound awful as I say why, as I explain to you why. I'm just thinking through it.
Yeah.
Everybody died. There's nowhere to go anymore.
Well.
But there was a time where, like, you got to go to grandma's house, and then other grandma's house, and then dad's house, and then mom's house. And now we don't have some of those people. So there's just fewer places to go, which makes it less stressful. But I feel like it puts more importance on the places that are left to go to.
I just really believe that you make the most of every experience that you have with someone who matters to you. And it doesn't matter if it's on Christmas or their birthday or Thanksgiving or random sunny day at the beach. Like if you had a wonderful time with that person, that's what matters, not what day it happened on, not the physical act of. If you want to unwrap gifts, bring a gift.
Okay.
I've never been mad when I've received a gift in a nice little package.
I think you have to look at it too as Christmas is a season. It's bigger than just the one day.
Okay.
It's the reason for the season.
Yes. So like for instance, with my parents now, we go and do all of our Christmas with them on Christmas Eve. Like we have a big Christmas celebration with my kids and my parents and everything. We do it all on Christmas Eve. And then on Christmas Day, we're going to get up and do presents and all that, and then we'll go to my wife's parents' house. But last year, we went to Disney World and weren't with any of them, right? But a week before, we did all of our Christmas stuff because it's the season.
It's the season.
You don't have to pack everything into this one day.
Okay, Bennett.
Yeah.
Okay,
I love that.
You guys are helping me. So none of this was important, clearly.
It is the time of year.
But we will. I think you're both right. We will take Christmas vacations again.
Yeah.
We have before. They've been great. But that type of thing, like disappointing a mother-in-law or a mother or somebody is in my head somewhere. It's in my head somewhere.
And that's very nice of you to care.
I don't know.
I'll put it that way.
It's just in my head, right?
Okay.
I don't want to overstate it, but it's something that it's something that occurs to me. My initial point was going to be we've done the mountains, snow, Christmas, and there's something just beautiful about waking up on Christmas and I was moved by that.
So when you talk about like the
that.
season in its totality, when I think of one of my favorite memories from Christmas season all time, and sometimes it was on the beach, but my favorite memory back at home was we had a snow day, maybe like 2 weeks before Christmas. And it started snowing in the morning in Colorado, and it takes a lot of snow for them to call the day in the middle of the day. Right. But we find out we're leaving lunch period. I'm in maybe like 4th grade. And my mom's home, and we had stalled in putting up our Christmas decorations. We had our tree, we had the lights outside, but we hadn't decorated the tree because my dad was out of town and we wanted to do it together. And I come home from school and it's a surprise, and they're both there. And we spend the whole day. It's snowing outside. It's like a snow globe outside the window. Right. We decorate the tree. There's cookies. Like we're listening to Christmas music on our CD player that I can see sitting on the ground next to the Christmas tree. And it's that snow that just makes you feel as if this is how it is supposed to be.
It makes it right.
Yeah. That's like the day that, when I think Christmas, that is the day that comes to my mind.
And when I think Christmas, that is the day that I can remember most fondly of just being able to appreciate everything about it. For once, and this was like a different Christmas, it's like, wake up, open all your presents. All right, now we got to be at grandma's house at 11. We got to go to other grandma's house at 12:30. We got to be at dad's at 3. And it's just like we're hustling the whole time. Got to go to your aunt's house in Bartlett for some reason.
I can't relate. I never had a big family Christmas.
So we had to do all that stuff.
I hear the lore.
And suddenly on this day, I just remember going, first off, you wake up and it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Like you got the mountains and the snow. Kids get their presents. That's fine. Hey, let's go sledding. We went sledding. Hey, let's come back home, warm up with the fire. And then we walked into the little pizza shop in the town and had pizza for Christmas. It was a perfect Christmas. And that is.
And here in Memphis, it's going to be 70 degrees. And Bennett, now I've been talked back into it. That sucks.
But I've also done the warm Christmas. We did Christmas at Disney World. And that was fine, but it did not feel like Christmassy at all.
Yeah, but they have fake snow, so it's fine.
It just, that felt.
Yeah.
Like we ended up back at the resort pool and just were swimming on Christmas Day.
It would be in Hawaii. Like there was always a Santa because the Hawaii Bowl would be on Christmas Eve, and so all the work would be done. My dad would finally be done with work on Christmas Eve, and we'd make it through the game. And then Christmas Day was really a matter of just going to the beach, and there was always Santa in his full Santa gear, like on a surfboard, which was always funny to see. And then we'd go to a movie. Like that was our family. And even now, as my parents have been divorced for a long time, like no matter what parent I'm with, we'll kind of target going to a movie.
Right.
And if it's not on Christmas, like I'll go to a movie with my mom the week before Christmas, and I'll go to a movie with my dad the week after Christmas. And that's our Christmas movie.
I like that.
Yeah.
Our guy Craig Brewer has a feel-good movie coming out on Christmas Day this year.
A blockbuster.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
We really might go see that on
we're
Christmas
gonna go
Day.
see it
I've
too.
heard
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah.
I got to get past the Sweet Caroline thing.
I'm just thrilled for Craig. Like, this is a
I know.
big Christmas
I
blockbuster.
know.
I mean, you can't watch anything without seeing
an ad for it.
Yes.
It's a pretty
It's
light. I don't want
everywhere.
it's a lighter. I don't know how you feel about this, Bennett. Tell me. It's a lighter Christmas movie fare.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah, because Avatar came out this week, and so that's going to obviously carry over into next week. But that's like the
But
big.
it's between
that's the big one. Yeah.
Marty Supreme and Song Sung Blue.
Yep.
Like those are really your only two options.
There's
from
something
from an
else.
elevated cinema. I mean, I still need to see Zootopia.
And I understand, like, Timothy Chalamet that's a different deal right now, right? You might be running into just a...
I think your average U.S. citizen would go see the Neil Diamond cover band movie over the Timothy Chalamet
I will
movie.
say, of all the people involved, Chalamet's the biggest star in the year 2025. But I don't see Marty Supreme. It's not hit me in the face every time I turn on a TV.
You mean you didn't see the blimp when it was in Memphis?
I did not see the blimp.
We
when it
got
was
the
in
orange
Memphis.
Marty Supreme blimp.
Okay,
rolling
maybe
in
I'm
the
a-
Memphis
What?
skies. Yeah,
Are
we did
you
it like weeks
serious?
ago. Yeah, it was one of like the early. They must have used us as a trial run. We were driving on the freeway one day, and I go, "What's that in the sky?"
Okay,
and then it was a Marty Supreme blimp.
Okay, maybe I'm just wrong then, but it feels like I've seen, for every Marty Supreme commercial, I've seen 5 for the Craig Brewer
So
film.
I think Marty Supreme has really gone after the social media viral campaigns. Like
Gotcha.
there was a fake business meeting that Timothy Chalamet sat in that they like showed the whole thing that felt like an organic marketing scheming meeting that was very clearly staged. But he's been everywhere online. I think from a traditional how to sell a movie with ads during this time of year on televisions, that's where Song Sung Blue is. And I think from a star, they're trying to. Timothy Chalamet is probably the youngest movie star with the actual ability of being movie star. Like who sells tickets, who gets you to the movie theaters in 2025.
He checks that box now.
I think he checks that box. However, I think that's for maybe my generation, maybe your generation. I think the older generation would pick Hugh Jackman and Goldie Hawn's daughter, Kate Hudson, who is always delightful in whatever she does.
I appreciate you trying not to make me a part of the older generation. I know who I am. I respect Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson.
Also, Hugh Jackman is like, that's like family because of all the stuff that he's done in the
Is
past.
he family? Sorry,
I know.
I'm sorry. My
I'm
bad.
saying like,
My bad.
no,
I
don't
have
go there.
thoughts.
Are you out
Stop
on Hugh
that.
Jackman?
I have thoughts.
What's going on with Hugh Jackman?
Nothing.
What's going on with Hugh Jackman? What's going on with Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman left his wife for Sutton Foster.
You
a
don't
little
know that.
showmance.
You
They
don't-
did the Music Man. They tap danced together. They gave a little mwah, and I was like, that's more than a co-star's kiss right there. And then months later, they're in it to win it. And he was with his, I think they were married, his former wife or former partner for a very long time. Which is fine. Many a co-stars have turned into lovers.
Maybe they were drifting apart, and he did not leave his wife for this other person. He left his wife and then found this other person.
This isn't the first time it's happened with Sutton Foster. She was with Christian Borle,
Oh, no.
who cheated on her while he was
Oh.
in Legally Blonde, the musical.
Good Lord.
So she lost her first husband to a showmance cheating scandal. And then now she's with Hugh Jackman, so it just came full circle all
Well, that
around.
sounds stressful.
Anyway, the older women love Hugh Jackman.
At least nobody pulled out butter knives and scissors. You know,
The bar has been set.
You gotta look
Yeah.
at the positives sometimes with these things,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What about Hugh Jackman's wife? What do we think about her? His now ex-wife.
She's now ex-wife.
Yeah. What do we think about her?
I don't know. She was always, all I ever knew was that she was older than him.
I know. So that okay.
Like every time they would be on a red carpet, I thought it was kind of cool that he had an older woman.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because that's the way I remembered it.
Yeah.
But I was going to need to confirm it
Yeah,
before I
she
said
was
it out
older than
loud.
him, yes.
Okay. Well, then that you know what? I don't even understand why he was ever with her.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Wow, Gary.
Okay.
Her name's Deborah.
Yeah. You see my point?
She's an actress herself.
Yeah.
She was appointed an officer of the Order of Australia in 2022. They were both Australian.
Of course.
They were married for almost let me do the math. 30 years.
Wow.
It's longer than my parents were married.
Well, from a distance, okay, yeah, from a distance. Can I say this out loud?
No.
I don't know, because I can't say what I want to say out loud, and
You say
I am
what you
holding it
wanna
back.
say,
No, I can't.
And then I'll decide
no,
if I can say
I'm
what
not.
I want to say.
No.
Why don't you?
Nope.
Why don't you?
Nope.
Why don't
I will not
you-
be dated before the holiday season.
Why don't you analyze that marriage?
Nope. I used to analyze it one way, and now I have questions, so I'm just going to.
Why don't you analyze that marriage, and then I'll see if I can say what I want to
I
say.
bet she's a very nice woman.
He must be.
I don't know her.
She must
I don't
be
know
the
any of these
nicest.
people.
All right, let's just leave it there.
I know Hugh Jackman is a great showman.
Hey,
At one point, he was the world's greatest showman.
I love The Greatest Showman and the soundtrack. We still listen to it all the time in the car.
Oh, does that go heavy?
That's why this movie is going to do good, because of that. It's
Hugh
like
Jackman should be everything I love, because Hugh Jackman is someone who plays Wolverine and also is a musical theater song and dance
But
man.
you're out on him.
I'm just a little out. I can't help it.
He's disappointed you.
He could win me back
How?
if this movie was awesome.
That's all it'll take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he took on like a really impressive Broadway role, he was great in The Music Man. I have to give him full credit for that.
Okay.
He was pretty spectacular.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'll do some Google searches
You
on.
just-
I'll do some Google
you do
searches on
some
Hugh
Google
Jackman.
searches.
I didn't know he had disappointed so many people.
He disappointed me.
Well, I apologize on his
But
behalf.
now they're living, they were in the secret for a long time, and now they are fully a couple.
You think they're in love?
They look like it.
See? Okay. Well, let's not frown upon love.
I would never. Love is a beautiful thing. It's a many splendid thing.
I guess so.
Love lifts us up where we belong, where eagles fly.
Keep going if
That's
you
all
want.
has been done.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Hey, tomorrow night the Grizzlies have a chance to get back to 500 for the first time since the
what a
morning of
beautiful
November
thing.
2nd. Bennett and I have already counted our chickens before they hatched. We've counted it. As far as
Don't do that.
Bennett and I are living in a world right now. Most people are living in a world right now where they're going like, the Grizzlies could get back to 500. And Bennett and I are like, we're back to 500. We're there. We know it doesn't happen officially till tomorrow, but we're there.
Yeah, but didn't you kind of feel that way against the Jazz?
I
and then-
definitely did. Bennett brought that up. I definitely did.
They're not the lowly
But now
Jazz,
LeBron
though.
James is getting asked about Keontae George too. So it wasn't just the Grizzlies.
See?
Yeah.
See?
No one's asking anyone about Alex Sarr.
The Jazz are scrappy. The Wizards are lowly.
They're lowly.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they have won 4 games.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
Lowly and pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
We're counting our chickens before they hatch. As far as Bennett and I are concerned right now, we work for a 14-14 franchise. Would you like to join us?
I try not to count my chickens before they hatch, especially against magical entities, and they are the Wizards. So be cool.
I'm not
be
gonna.
chill.
No.
My Christmas will be ruined if the Grizzlies lose to the Wizards.
You
though.
just can't lose to the
You
Wizards.
can't lose, especially right now. You can't be feeling so good and then lose to the Wizards.
No, that's not
It
the way.
can't work that way.
That's
At
not-
home.
No.
To the Wizards.
Mm-mm. I like playing the Wizards.
But
I wish we could do it more.
I-
I'd like to move to the Eastern Conference to just play the Wizards
No.
more.
I'd like to make a new conference that is the Clippers,
Yes.
the Kings.
Mavericks, please.
I'm not sure I want to include them.
Oh, I would like to play them.
You want to play Cooper Flag every year for the rest of all time? And this is a
Yeah,
very
he might
small
be good.
exclusive league.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I'm trying to guarantee success every night. Perfect seasons.
I was just trying to guarantee success like now. We can since we're making up new leagues, we can just make up a new one every year.
Oh, okay.
We can get Cooper Flag out of there when we need to. But for
Okay.
now, I don't mind playing him.
Fair. I hear you. I take your.
I mean, he's
Your
great,
advice
but
into
he ain't got
account.
great pieces around him. I don't mind playing he and his teammates.
I just know that I want to play the Clippers, the Kings, likely the Wizards, maybe the Pacers this year.
I'll play the Pacers
Play
this
the
year.
Pacers
I'll
this
play the
year.
Pacers this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds like a fun group.
All right. So we knock out the
Maybe the Pelicans get an invite.
And before I get you out of here,
Yeah.
like Jaren Jackson has been when you sign the type of contract he signed this offseason, you're going to be a big topic of conversation no matter what. For much of the season, he's been a topic of conversation for not great reasons. People wondering why he can't do A, B, C. On this 2-game road trip, he was terrific, aggressive, enthusiastic, outwardly emotional. has a flip been switched, or are we going to look up in a week and be having the same conversations we often have?
I think this is a great test against the Wizards, the lowly Wizards, as Bennett has called them. But Mike Wallace brought up a really good point earlier this week, before Jaren has kind of this emergence, and said he has played his best games against better front courts. Right. And then what happens? He has a good game against Zubats. He has a good game against Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle against the Timberwolves. So now when there's not as much emphasis on the opponent, can you carry over the production levels that you have seen? And I think from just the Jaren's game and the totality of it all, yes, it's been so great to see him be aggressive on offense and take advantage of mismatches and get to the basket and also hit some threes. It's been great to see him block shots and get steals and look reminiscent of a player who won Defensive Player of the Year. Like the 12 rebounds against the Timberwolves, awesome. The 4 assists against the Clippers, awesome. So now you're building kind of a complete idea of Jaren. That could be the difference between this team flirting around 500 and being a team that's like fighting for a spot outside of the play-in tournament and into that kind of 6th region in the Western Conference.
And you would also like to, regardless of how things go Monday night, and we know how they'll likely go Monday night, the same way they go for just about everybody when they end up in a game against that team. But you would like to have won 10 of your past 13, be on a 3-game winning streak, be back to 500. Now you're on Peacock Monday night at Oklahoma City. We'll see who's healthy enough to play, who's not. But like Ben and I were talking in the opening segment, like this does feel like a big opportunity, like a reset. Like, man, 4-11, everybody's hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know that we were, be honest, both of you, were you sure we'd ever get back to 500?
No.
I thought it was heading in the wrong direction.
I said this on my show this morning.
Dire.
Watching the Timberwolves game on Wednesday night, I had fun watching the Grizzlies, and it struck me that there was a period for about 2 weeks where I said, this team isn't just not winning games. They're not fun to watch. They are a struggle to watch.
4-11, down 4 point guards, and they don't seem in a good place mentally.
And that's all changed. It really has.
And it can all change back.
Patience is amazing.
Like an NBA
sure,
season
the ebb
can,
the flow. You have many identities within a year.
It can change back. Probably will. And then you're ready for this. Change back again. Like that's the way NBA seasons tend to go.
But right now, for the last few weeks, like on the Courtside app that we use internally for box score stats, whatnot, the way it has the standings list. I'm sure all the standings are like this actually, but where it just says last 10 games.
Right.
For the last few weeks, it's been 7-10 or 7-3 for the last 10 games. And while you've had a loss, then you've balanced that with enough wins that it's constantly been around, have won 7 of their last 10 games. Yeah. And as long as that is the case, it doesn't allow to revert back into the bogged down, oh God, this is bad.
I don't think we're at a point, I don't think we're going to, look up at some point this season and be losers of like 5 of 6. I think that's behind
I hope
them.
so. That was a rough time.
Yeah,
that was a
I
rough
think that's
time.
behind them. I do.
Well, that is something that happened.
They lost that game to the Jazz, and everyone can pretend like they thought this road trip was going to be squeaky clean, easy can be. But they lose that game to the Jazz. It's another rough one for Jaren. They're without Zach Edey. You go on this trip against a Clippers team where you're like, surely at one point the Clippers have to figure something out.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in 2 weeks. And they get that win, and then it's, they have to go play Minnesota. They're down 8 bodies. Sure, Minnesota's down Anthony Edwards, but the Timberwolves have won 2 games going into that one without Ant, and then they win again. So they've won 2 in a row. So we have forgotten about the loss to the Jazz, gone but never forgotten, where it so easily could have turned into oh no, the Grizzlies are now on a 3-game skid. The Wizards are coming to town, and can they beat the Wizards? And instead, you're sitting here already claiming that they're 500.
I'd count chickens before they hatch. No, not only could it have so easily gone that way, like that's probably the way it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
And it didn't. So now 2-game winning streak, and you have an opportunity. We've joked about it, but you do have an opportunity to get back to a place. And I know like 500 isn't that much more significant than 1 game below 500 or 1 game above 500. But
it feels like momentum.
It feels like something like, hey, I sort of compared it earlier in perhaps a not so great way, but I think anybody who's ever been young or at any age sort of living paycheck to paycheck, like when you have a car note and you're like, God, I got 2.5 more years of this. I'll never, but that you finally pay it off. And it was really from the month before, just however many $100, but it felt like like, okay, we're here. I didn't know if I was going to get here, and now we're here, and that's done, and now let's go on to the next thing. It feels like a moment.
Yes.
And especially big one, given that there was a point where all three of us agree it wasn't crystal clear they would ever get back to 500. Before I get you out of here, let me ask you this, because it's going to lead 5 more things. The Tigers play a bowl game this afternoon.
Woo!
Will you turn it on? Do you care?
I don't want to answer this question.
I don't even think it's a mean thing to say no. I mean, it's a interim.
It feels
it's
so
an
for
interim
me,
coach. It's not.
But it's not about that for me.
Yeah.
For me, this bowl season, unlike any bowl season before, has not moved me to turn on one game, and that is abnormal for me.
I haven't seen.
I would have
snap.
watched the Xbox game for a hot second last night. I would have watched the Salute to Veterans Bowl, the IS4S Bowl. I would have watched. I'd be excited that at 10 a.m. the Myrtle Beach Bowl kicked off this morning. Just to some degree, I'd have a natural curiosity of I'm going to watch some football, and it's probably between some bad teams early on in the bowl season, but I'm still curious enough to watch. I think I'm going to a movie this afternoon.
Right.
And the only time for the movie I want to see, which if we could get Hamnet and more than just Ridgeway, that would have been great here in Memphis, but it's fine. The only time that I can make it work is 1:15.
There you go.
And the Tigers kick off at 1:30. So hypothetically, I'll get out in time to watch the end,
Right.
but I'm not going to change my entire day around to watch the Gasparilla Bowl. And that hurts me.
Okay. So
And I care like for this team. They get to go win a 9th game and they can win. I can talk myself into it.
Right.
You have another opportunity against a power conference opponent
Sure.
and you've won your last 2 and that means something. And from a momentum standpoint, and you're in your 12th straight year of bowl eligibility, and that represents a strong and consistent football program that at one point wasn't making bowl games.
Right.
But I'm not changing a really nice Friday afternoon to watch Memphis NC State.
Yeah.
I'll catch the highlights.
I'm same. Like, I have no interest in it whatsoever, but that doesn't mean that I don't understand its possible importance, because those little bullet points, those are things that show up on graphics. They're things that when Ross Dellinger's writing about conference affiliation, if you can say things like Memphis has been to X amount of bowl games in a row, won the last X, these past X have been against Power 4 opponents. Like, that all sounds good.
Yes.
And so that if for no other reason, and it might be no other reason than that, but if for no other reason than that, you'd like to win the game.
Yeah.
But I don't get the sense. And maybe it's because I've been in New York this week and I'm just
I'll
detached
tell you
a little bit.
another thing that
I haven't heard a word about it.
I know.
Nobody's even asked me what I think about Memphis NC State.
Twofold or threefold. One, bowls are phasing out. They just don't matter in the way. The only thing that really matters is the college football playoff, and you have to figure out a way to make bowls matter again. The Pop-Tart Bowl has done a great job. The Gasparilla Bowl, I found out, is a pirate bowl. They should lean into that. They should have someone walk a plank. It could be funny. You have to make a bit. If you want to be a bowl that means something,
Bring Ryan Silverfield out, make him walk a plank.
if you are a coach who leaves your team before they go to the Gasparilla Bowl, you have to walk the plank.
That's right.
I think also from a how bowls used to work, it was like a goodbye to these players who really mean something to a community, especially a community that cares about its college team. And I am not saying that people don't care about Brendan Lewis. We don't know the status of Sutton Smith is coming back or not. People do not care about these players in the way that they once did, because there is just not the same level of connectivity when they are in and out. It is just a simple fact. You cannot manufacture relationships in that short of a period.
Right.
It just doesn't work.
Right.
So, and then the other part of it is Memphis didn't make the American Conference Championship game. And so that was the bed that they made. That was the expectation at the start of the year. It fell short, and I think it was hard to generate excitement and enthusiasm after that became a non-reality for them.
It is wild to think about. Like, if you just win 3 games that you're probably supposed to win.
You're playing Ole Miss.
You're playing Ole Miss tomorrow.
In Oxford.
Tomorrow.
And it's the lead of this show. Who cares about Grizzlies Wizards to 500?
Grizz Wizards could be
whatever.
story number 1 and 5 more things, but Memphis is playing at Ole Miss tomorrow.
Yeah. It means everything.
You probably still, whether you want to still have your coach or not is a different thing, but you probably still have your coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if he had left.
They probably...
Like, even if he had left, he would probably still be coaching this game.
I don't know. Ed Scott does strike me as the type who might say, get on out of here.
Yeah, but what if Ryan, Summerall, gave $100,000 to the NIL collective on his way out?
I will say...
That was kind.
I will say that
Summerall is trying to leave in like the kindest, best way that you possibly could.
Yeah, like they're gonna have to address the schedule. I read a column about it the other day. Like, this is literally the only sport where free agency starts in the middle of the season.
It's stupid.
It's stupid. You've got to get these people out of positions where they have to make these just very difficult decisions. But Summerall is like handling it as all of this is awkward, but he's doing it as well as you could do it.
But it's also
he seems to really care, though. It seems to matter to him.
Yes, but it's also a big difference between leaving an America. No one is ever going to fault you for leaving the American for an SEC job.
That is definitely part of the story.
His situation.
When people try to make it apples to apples to Lane, it's not. It's not. And like in truth, at least in the way that he's carrying himself, John Summerall seems to genuinely care about Tulane the way Lane Kiffin tried to tell you he cared about Ole Miss, but doesn't appear to really.
Or are we just saying on principle, most people don't think Tulane has a genuine chance of winning a national championship. Ole Miss has a genuine chance or had a chance of winning a national championship. Would they have been favored? No, absolutely not. No. But do they have a chance? As an SEC program advancing to the college football playoff this year, do they have a chance? Sure.
Of course.
And so Lane Kiffin left something that had a chance to do something big.
That's right.
And by that accord, how much did he really care? Whereas John Summerall, it always felt like there was a ceiling on it. But is it equally bad to put a ceiling on something that you should be believing in can go the full way? Or are you just being rational?
I think being rational.
Yeah. And is that okay? I think that's okay.
It feels like everybody involved, I wouldn't want to speak for Tulane fans, but I feel like everybody involved is kind of like, we're okay with this. If you remember...
Bon voyage.
Well, you know what it reminds me of a little bit, and this isn't apples to apples either, but a few years ago, Kevin Willard had left Seton Hall for Maryland. Shaheen Holloway is a Seton Hall grad. He's got this conference champion team at St. Peter's. They make a run to the Sweet 16 or Elite 8 maybe. And throughout this entire run, it is well known to everybody, Shaheen Holloway is the next coach at Seton Hall. It's already done. He's still coaching St. Peter's. He's still coaching these players. All of these players and all of his bosses know that when it's over, he's going to coach this other team. And he just handled it in a way that everybody was fine with it. It was just like, we know the score. And
how about, totally unrelated, like Elle Duncan leaves ESPN this week and hosts her last Sports Center.
Sure.
And they went out of their way to give her like the nicest, kindest send-off.
Sure.
And she said nice things and they said nice things. And now she'll go be the first sports anchor for Netflix, which is wild to say. But I thought of it from a way of like how to leave a job it does not happen often. But when it does, it's a really beautiful thing. And it should be handled that way more often because we all just want to keep on moving on in this world and take what's best for you.
It is nice when you can have smooth transitions from one place to the next. I will say from 92.9 to
Abnormal,
here.
but nice.
Like, not that we're comparing ourselves to football coaches, but from 92.9 to here.
I brought Elle Duncan into it, so that opened the door for you.
But like, it was totally smooth transition. Like, I didn't leave there guns blazing. Everybody was good. Everybody was good. Everybody was good. Still to this day. Now, not everybody who's left there, walked out of there that way. But I feel like I could walk back over there today and like pop in and say hello and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
It'd probably be weird. They'd be like, why are you saying hello now? You worked here for 11 years and never said a word to anybody. So I don't know why you're here.
Do you know our names?
I don't know why you're showing up to talk to everybody now. But, yes, it's better when it goes that way.
Yeah.
And Summerall seems to be handling this very well. Like with Shaheen at Seton Hall, when they had the introductory press conference, his players from St. Peter's came to the press conference at Seton Hall. So that's probably hard to do if you're leaving Ole Miss for LSU, regardless.
I would say impossible.
Impossible, regardless of how you do it. But I've been impressed by the way John Summerall and his family, and it feels like everybody at both institutions feels pretty good about the way this is going.
Yeah.
Good. All right, you have a good weekend.
Our last Friday of 2025. So see you next year.
I'll see you Monday morning.
Oh, yeah, please. We are still here Monday morning, so it'd be great if you could.
Okay, yeah, I'll be there. I'll show up. I'm gonna go to Atlanta, but then I'll come back, and then I'll.
But in this chair, with Bennett making sure this mic is close enough to hear me, I'll see you next year.
Hey, I'll see you
Monday.
Not if I see you first.
You're coming to the Grizzlies Wizards game?
No, I'm going to Atlanta.
Oh.
People say that sometimes. I'll see you next year, and they're like, not if I see you first.
I hate
never
that.
heard that.
You don't like that?
No, and I
You've
don't like
never
that.
I hate to see you
No.
next year. I hate it.
So do I, but I say it because I hate it, and then I make other people hate it.
Yeah.
So now it's just turned into this thing I
I'll
love
see-
that people hate.
Hey, I'll see you on Monday. Not if I see you first.
That's just
That's
scary.
threatening. That's menacing.
Yeah.
You never heard that?
No. Must be a menace kind of thing.
I think it's
Not if I see you first.
That's what it is.
I don't
think it's,
like that.
Not if I see you first.
Yeah.
It implies I don't want to see you. I'll turn around. I didn't mean to imply I don't want to see you.
Negative energy.
It was just something that came out of my mouth. It was just something that popped into my head. All right. Hey, you enjoy your weekend.
Thanks.
I'm going to see you on Monday.
Awesome.
You were
Not
stuck-
if I see you first.
I tried to set you up.
Thanks. I came eventually.
All right. You're getting better.
Yeah.
You're getting better. You'll have it down by Monday. All right. Go to enjoy your movie.
I hope we have a more normal weekend.
That was rough last weekend.
Yeah.
That was a rough one.
Let's have a better one.
Let's have a better one.
Go Tigers, go.
I mean, I know it's not the weekend, but what about Greg Biffle?
Oh, it doesn't count. The weekend I mean, R.I.P. Horrific
RIP,
incident.
That sounded very heartless.
Horrific. No, I was just going to say from things that happen on the weekend, that happened on Thursday. That is not the weekend.
We're not going to count that?
No.
Okay.
It was awful.
Still rest in peace.
Yeah. Is that in 5 things?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I just didn't. I'd been
You
talking.
don't know how to talk about it? You've been talking about too much death?
Yeah, there's a lot of death talk. I think
gotcha.
I've been talking about the Reiners a little too much.
Okay.
You know, so I'm gonna leave it out of there.
Okay.
Anyway, rest in peace
Thank
to the
you.
family. I'll see you later.
Not if I see you first.
All right, we come back. I'm going to get Bennett's thoughts on this bowl game. Let's see if he can get me fired up for Memphis, NC State. We'll do that next. Gary Parrish Show presented by Ortho South.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
Grizz Nation, Friday night just got a whole lot better. Introducing Buckets and Brews, the ultimate way to tip off your weekend. Every Friday this season, grab a terrace-level ticket to the Grizz game and 2 12-ounce Miller Lights for just $55. Get great seats, cold brews, and Grizzlies basketball. It's everything you need to start your weekend off right. So get the deal that's too cold to hold. Go to grizzlies.com/Friday to lock in your tickets today. Tell me about being a rookie in the NBA. What has that been like so far?
The coolest part is, having a class with you. They're all rookies, so if you go to an NBA game, you kind of know a lot of the guys that are rookies there because you went through that process of draft workouts, playing against them in college and stuff. So I think it's cool to have that camaraderie.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Are you ready to transform your pool into a stunning oasis? At Mainland Pool Service, they're a family-owned business committed to keeping your pool looking pristine all year round. They believe that pool care should be proactive, not reactive, which is why their skilled team handles everything from routine cleaning to complex issues with precision. They prioritize clear communication and personalized solutions to exceed your expectations. Join the Mainland Pool Service family today and experience the difference their expertise and dedication can bring to your relaxation retreat. Contact them now at mainlandpoolservice.com.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in Ortho South and take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's OrthoSouth at orthosouth.org. Now, I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Today at 1:30 on ESPN, it's your Memphis Tigers against NC State in the Gasparilla Bowl. I have acknowledged up front I have very little interest in this. Jessica Benson co-signed it. Bennett, you're the one wearing Memphis stuff all the time, but I notice you're not today. Do you care about the Gasparilla Bowl?
I will watch because I always watch. I watch every game just because, especially when it comes to football, just because you get to watch your teams a handful of times, right? And then it's gone for a long time. So I always watch. But I agree with JB's point. The bowl games have obviously lost a lot of their luster. It's just true. I don't like it. I mean, it's a bigger conversation to be had about just like the state of college football and what's happening to teams that, frankly don't make the college football playoff. Like, it seems like everything else is irrelevant now, which I hate.
Well, that is, you could argue it was always irrelevant relative to the way we think of things, because what is the difference between the Gasparilla Bowl today and whatever the equivalent of the Gasparilla Bowl was 20 years ago, other than now we have a 12-team playoff. But we used to have a 2-team playoff or a 4-team playoff, and it was still either you're in the group competing for this or you're just playing one more game that doesn't take you anywhere. I think the biggest difference is that despite what Lane Kiffin did, there's still a prevailing thought in college football that is not a normal thing and that will not be a normal thing. There's 12 teams in this college football playoff. 11 of them are being coached by the head coaches who coached them all season long.
Yep.
The exception is Lane. There's some real thought within the industry. He will remain the exception for a long time. And eventually they'll fix the calendar so that people aren't put in that position anymore. But the idea that other coaches in the playoff would have done what Lane Kiffin did, which is voluntarily leave a power conference program in a position to win a national championship before seeing it through. Most people I talk to don't think coaches are going to make that a regular thing.
Yeah.
But do you know what is a regular thing? Coaches bailing on their teams before bowl games outside of the playoff, and players bailing on their teams in advance of bowl games outside of the playoffs. That's the thing we've been watching happen for years now. Players bail on the college football playoff? No, they're going to play in that.
Yep.
Players bail on the Liberty Bowl or the Gasparilla Bowl? Yeah, they're going to bail on that. Coaches are going to bail on that. Ryan Silverfield, in theory, this is his football team, but he bails on that, understandably so. This is the way the industry works now. If you're in the playoff, you're supposed to stay. Lane didn't, but you're supposed to stay. But if you're outside of the playoff, it has been normalized for the coach to leave if he can get a better job, and for the players that have real NFL draft stuff or just want to get into the transfer portal, go ahead and go. You're under no real commitment to play in a bowl game if it operates outside of the 12-team playoff. So if the coaches are telling the world, this is not that important, and the players are telling the world, this is not that important, why are you and I supposed to sit around and care that they're playing a football game later on today?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. There's also...
this is Ryan Silverfield's team. He didn't care enough to see it through. Why do we care?
That's a good point. I mean, there's a great clip, and I know we've rolled our eyes at him over the years, but Jeff Traylor at UTSA, he went off. He was interviewed the other day and just basically was saying, like, I've got players that are on my team that I need to play in this bowl game, but they are basically threatening, like, if I don't get more money, I'm not playing in the bowl game. And it's just such a weird time right now. It's like, I mean, dude, I know the early 2000s, that's a long time ago now at this point, but like, I can remember vividly going to the New Orleans Bowl, and it was the biggest thing ever for the University of Memphis. Like, it was massive. And it's just, we've come so far.
You ready for this? I don't think you'll ever feel that way about a bowl game again unless
something changes with the sport.
Yeah, unless it's like you're in a 12-team playoff and you're playing there is no bowl game Memphis will ever play in again outside of the structure of a actual playoff that will resonate with fans the way the New Orleans Bowl once resonated with you.
Yeah. I mean, as far as like, JB mentioned Brendan Lewis and Cortez Graham and Sutton Smith, and, those guys are going to play today. And I know that it was a disappointing year, but like Brendan Lewis had some big games this year, and Cortez had some big games, and Sutton Smith had some big games. I still, even as, diminished as these things might be, I do find myself wanting to see these guys have a good send-off, to their college careers, because they obviously had some big moments in a Memphis uniform, and hopefully Sutton will be back. But the seniors, you want to see them have be able to put a bow on the season somehow.
I just wonder, how meaningful is it really to anybody? I do think it would be different if,
it's meaningful to Vegas.
If instead of, say, 8-4 and on a 3-game losing streak with the coach now at Arkansas, Memphis was 11-1, had lost in the conference championship game. So missed out on the opportunity to go to the college football playoff. Let's just say they lost to Tulane. And so they're an 11-1 team, got left didn't win the conference championship, so got left out of the playoff, but now going to a better bowl, 11-1 record, Ryan Silverfield's still your coach. I think that resonates differently.
Yeah.
Than, no, you're not 11-1 after a loss in the conference championship game. You're 8-4 on a 3-game losing streak, and your coach isn't here anymore. It's just two very different things.
Yes.
You'd both be in bowl games that don't really matter much to me, but they're very different feelings and vibes connected to those two things.
Yep.
As it is, you're the 8-4 team on a 3-game losing streak, and the coach is at Arkansas. I just don't know how much people are emotionally invested. But to circle back, I do think it matters, because when you're trying to make the point about your program and how it is a candidate to join a power conference someday, it's nice to be able to say we've been in 12 straight bowl games and we've won 4 straight bowl games and we've beaten X amount of Power 4 opponents. And today is an opportunity to add to that with a win over NC State.
Yeah, for sure. Just as far as bowl games in general, the outside of the college football playoff, I don't see them going away, because it's a TV product. No one's really going to these anyways.
No, it's just put them on TV and more.
Yeah, it's not like the crowds for any of these are great.
Memphis NC State today is going to get a number that a top 10 college basketball game would get.
Right.
That's why they exist. They are amazing for television.
Yes, and so I don't think the bowl games will go away, but I do agree with JB. Something, I do think something's got to give here with this. It's going in a weird direction. And I think some kind of change will happen. I don't know what it is, though.
Well, let's wish the Tigers luck.
Yes.
Gasparilla Bowl today.
Yes, the nod to the legend of Jose Gasper, a mythical pirate who supposedly operated in the Tampa Bay area and who is the inspiration for Tampa's Gasparilla Pirate Festival. I love pirates, by the way.
Who doesn't, outside of, people who get robbed by them.
Right.
Yeah, all right. Hit your button.
Okay.
Number 2.
Hey, college football playoff. They get started tonight in prime time.
People do care about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Alabama at Arkansas, playoff football, Memorial Stadium, 2 of the biggest brands in the sport, 2 SEC rivals. Oklahoma is a 1.5-point favorite at home, and Michael Wilbon thinks, I don't really know what he thinks. He thinks that Kalen DeBoer is either going to lose the game and then take the Michigan job, or he's going to win the game and then take the Michigan job, or he's going to lose the game and turn down the Michigan job, but then be on the hot seat next season. You can't be on the hot seat when you're ranked 9th in the country in the playoff, and if you get eliminated, it would be in a road game by a higher ranked team? Is this the type?
This is what I'm talking about, man. These standards have gotten raised so damn high that it's like if you're not the top 3 teams in the sport, you're a failure.
It is crazy.
It is crazy, and it's making the college football playoff should be looked at as a really good season. I don't know how you can spin it any other way.
I always try to put this in proper context to the best that you can. Think about this. To be clear, I do not believe the Alabama coach is going to be on the hot seat next season or get fired at the end of this season if he happens to lose tonight to Oklahoma. But Michael Wilbon seemed to suggest he thinks that's in the cards. I don't believe that's in the cards because here's what you would be saying. Think about this in basketball terms. It's a 12-team playoff, but the closest thing you can get to that is either Elite 8 or Sweet 16 in basketball. So let's just say Sweet 16. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine a coach being in a Sweet 16, getting ready for a Sweet 16 game, and somebody's on TV saying,
if he don't win this one,
if he doesn't get to the Elite 8 at least, then they might have to make a move. Like, I don't think you've ever heard that said about a basketball coach, ever.
No.
Now, I do believe that there have been some coaches who have been in some situations where if you don't punch it through now, people are going to keep asking big questions. There was a time at Kansas where Bill Self kept falling short in the tournament. And in 2008, like if they'd have lost to Davidson in the Elite 8, he would not have been fired, but it would have been like some pressure on him to like, you better do it next year type of thing. But like he wouldn't have been fired. But that is the type of things people say about Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah.
Or at least the type of thing Michael Wilbon said. And that's as we were comparing it to the Sweet 16. Imagine like you round up and this is like an Elite 8 game, comparable to an Elite 8 game. Can you imagine you're heading into an Elite 8 game and we're talking about Dusty May at Michigan. And it's like, yeah, he was the number 1 seed in the Big Ten this season, then lost the Big Ten championship game to a great team because, like, you know, there's multiple great teams in that league. And now he's in the Elite 8. But if he doesn't win this one, they might have to think about making a move at Michigan. You'd be like, what?
Right.
What are you talking about? But in football, they do talk like this. James Franklin had a top 3 team in the country and was fired like 5 weeks later.
Right.
It's a wild sport. It's a wild sport.
It truly is.
So you've got that as one setting for tonight's game. And then you've got Nick Saban. You saw his comments, right?
Yes.
About the group of 5 schools involved, specifically Tulane, James Madison. He said, I don't want to start anything here.
But I'm going to.
And then immediately started something. But he said, can you imagine if we were having the Major League Baseball playoffs and we were putting AAA teams in there with the Yankees and the Dodgers? Like, we wouldn't do that. So what are we doing here? And I get his point on a football field level. Like, I get from a just pure football perspective, there's at least 2 teams in this bracket that are unlikely to be able to compete with most of the other teams in the bracket. That's why the spreads are what they are. So I get that. But I get so sick of this argument because it's so beside the point. First off, the thing you got to understand is more often than not, and probably every year going forward, you're not going to have a James Madison and a Tulane. This was because the ACC had weird tiebreakers. You ended up where the 5 best conference champions, 2 of them were Tulane and James Madison because the ACC champ was Duke and they fell below that. So this was just a weird year that will be resolved and you'll never see something like this again, I don't believe. If you do, it's going to be very rare. So we're all kind of just like up in arms about this thing that happened but will likely never happen again. But beyond that, when people start saying, why do we have James Madison and Tulane in there? They can't beat anybody. It's just wildly missing the point. First and foremost, the reason you have access for a group of 5 team is for legal reasons, so that you don't get dragged into court and people start talking about antitrust and monopolies and all that stuff, right? It's just to cover yourself, to be able to say out loud, every Division I football program that plays at our level has a chance, all right? The lawyers wanted to put that in there. Perhaps, yes, also the American commissioner, the Sun Belt commissioner, but the lawyers want that in there. Beyond that, it's just good. And do you want to know why it's good? Because without it, suddenly college football only matters in 4 conferences.
That's right.
Everybody else is playing AAA baseball. Everybody else
You just diminish your own product.
You diminish your own product. Have you seen the bookstore at James Madison this week? The bookstore at Tulane this week? They can't keep merchandise in it. They are selling loads of playoffs shirts, hats. Without the dream of this possibility for Tulane and everybody else in its league, for James Madison and everybody else in its league, you lose something. Very difficult to get alums who graduated 30 years ago to get excited about a American championship if it's leading to nothing more than the equivalent of the Gasparilla Bowl. But when it leads to a college football playoff at Ole Miss, sure, we might lose, but what if we don't? You don't think St. Peter's knows when it goes in the NCAA tournament it's probably going to get its brains beat in?
Right.
But what if it doesn't? And I know it's harder to flip those types of upsets in football than basketball. It just is. But it can happen. And when it does happen, it is an all-time great story. St. Peter's didn't win a national championship. You'll remember that team forever. Loyola Chicago didn't win a national title. Sister Jean became the most famous nun in America because of that story. That's what you have here. And you know what it also does? Makes it where there's real importance to trying to win your conference championship and be as ranked as high as you can be ranked. Because a lot of people turned on the Big Ten championship game, Indiana, Ohio State, and said things like, well, this game doesn't even matter.
Right.
Because they're both in the playoff no matter what.
Yep.
Well, make it a normal year where the ACC champion is like somebody good like Miami. So in a normal year, you're going to have 11 strong power conference opponents in the field. And then the American champ or the Sun Belt champ. So don't tell me the Ohio State-Indiana game doesn't mean anything. The winner's going to be the 1 seed. The loser's not. That means the winner, everything's easier. Everything's easier. So there's real importance to trying to finish as high as you can finish to get the best seed you can get, because it could theoretically lead to an easier path to where you're trying to go. More than that, it provides access for the Memphises, the Tulanes. Can you imagine what the city would feel like right now if the Tigers were getting ready to play at Ole Miss tomorrow?
Oh, it'd be insane.
So you don't allow the Group of 5 access because you're trying to necessarily create the best tournament you can create. That's where, with all due respect to Nick Saban, he gets lost a little bit. The goal here is not to create the best tournament with the 12 best teams. It's to create the best season, the best product. And you've got to have Group of 5 access for that so that there's a potential for excitement at places like Tulane, Memphis, James Madison, South Florida, UAB someday, whatever. That's why it is. That's why it's presented the way it's presented. Maybe you expand it to 16. You can get more spots for power conference teams. I'm sure this isn't a finished product. But any product without a Group of 5 access point is an inferior product to what we have right now.
Yeah.
And I hope they never lose sight of that.
Number 3.
Thursday night football sure was awesome. Did you stay up and watch that one last night?
I did. It's a great game.
Like the best game.
Yeah, it was awesome. I came away from that game thinking that both of those teams have a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Matt Stafford, I thought he was dead.
Yeah, and
now he's the best quarterback in the world again.
Maybe not Seattle as much, even though they won the game. I still think that the Rams are contenders. They just kind of gave that one away last night.
So the Seahawks, they get it to overtime.
Yep.
And then tie it.
Yep.
Or no, they're down a point. They scored the touchdown. The Rams had already kicked the extra point.
Yep.
So then it's like, kick the extra point, keep this game going. There's like 3 minutes left. Or let's try to win it right now.
Yeah, if you tie it, there's a chance you just might not get the ball back with any time to try to win.
And then I was doing a million things and not paying too close of attention, but the way Al Michaels seemed to describe it as it was unfolding was there's certain tiebreakers that could theoretically come into play. And so it made all the sense in the world there was more reasons other than just big balls for Seattle to try to end that right then. And then I turn on Awful Announcing this morning, or go to the website, Awful Announcing this morning, and they're criticizing Al Michaels. You know what the headline was?
That he went into it enough.
Al Michaels has lost it. That's what they said.
Yeah, I mean, one of the plays that was getting the attention was the return for the touchdown by Seattle, and there was not a lot of enthusiasm there.
I always wonder, when you have because like there is somebody who is Al Michaels' boss.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's somebody who signs Al Michaels to contracts and assigns him to games, and recognizes that as an icon, a legend.
Yeah.
But the whole world seems to be watching him slip a little bit. I would be interested to know how do you go to Al Michaels and say, man, you're not good enough right now?
So here's the thing: is I actually think he's still really good at calling a game. Like he knows his stuff. Like he's not making mistakes out there. It's like what he's been getting the criticism for is the lack of enthusiasm on big touchdown plays. Like it's like you almost don't know. Like, wait, this was a big moment in the game, right?
I told you last Thursday night. It was a game, literally a game-winning field goal.
Yes.
And it was just like, and it's up, and it's good.
And people in Carolina are going to be interested in this one.
And it was like, bro, that's the game when the game's over.
The game's over, yeah. Where's the enthusiasm? That's what the criticism is.
And then, like, Kevin Harlan gets it on the other end. Because people say with him, Gus Johnson as well, like, they're too enthusiastic. Like, Kevin Harlan makes a layup in the second quarter sound like a game-winning 35-footer at the buzzer from Steph Curry. And so I think the sweet spot's probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between these two places. But yes, people are noting that Al Michaels maybe isn't as enthusiastic about what he's watching as he used to be. And it's becoming a thing now. And it's one of those things that once it becomes a narrative attached to you, like Al Michaels, now people are listening for it. They're like waiting to hear you not be excited. So I don't know how you pull out of it exactly.
Get excited.
Get excited would be a good place to start.
That division, that's the best division in football. Like Seattle, the Rams, and the 49ers all have double-digit wins. They're all, fighting for that division still. I think, again, like it's just hard for me to sit here and say that Sam Darnold is like a quarterback that could win a championship, but you just can't deny what he's done over the past couple seasons. They clearly went out and wanted him. They made a big change in Seattle. It's obviously worked. They're one of the best teams in the league. They move on from DK Metcalf. They move on from Geno Smith. They move on from Pete Carroll. Like they made some big changes, and it's worked for them. So maybe they are, man. That defense is incredible. Maybe they are a contender, but I tend to, even though they lost, I tend to lean more towards, I think the Rams have the best chance out of the NFC to get there.
Well, congratulations either way to the Seahawks. That was a fun way to spend a Thursday night.
Number 4.
I'm headed down to Atlanta for the CBS Sports Classic inside State Farm Arena. Fun doubleheader tomorrow. St. John's, Kentucky, and then North Carolina, Ohio State. St. John's, Kentucky, of course, Rick Pitino, the former Kentucky coach, who coached Mark Pope, the current Kentucky coach. Mark Pope was the captain of the 1996 Kentucky team that won a national championship that Rick Pitino guided through that tournament. So you got all of that stuff. And, these are two of the more disappointing teams in the country relative to preseason expectations. Both were preseason top 10. Neither are top 10 right now, both outside the top 20, Kentucky unranked. And Rick Pitino had an interesting quote about this yesterday. He said, I think Mark and I are in a little bit of a similar situation. And when expanding on that, he said, listen, this is all new, what we're doing. But imagine when the Mets and Yankees or the Jets and Giants, they go out and sign a big free agent and they misevaluated the person, overpaid for the person. You know what that does to a baseball team or a football team. Well, now you know what it does to a college basketball team. He seemed to say, me and Mark both, we still talk all the time. He seemed to say we both know we made some misevaluations on players and overpaid for some guys who aren't that good.
Isn't it wild how coaches just talk about this openly now?
Yeah.
I mean, 5 years ago, you would never hear a coach be like, I got the wrong guys in here, or so. You know what I mean? Because they're student athletes and all that.
You might hear it behind closed doors, but now sort of the gloves are off a little bit. It's no,
I paid you to come here.
You're making $2.8 million to play 30 basketball games.
Yeah, and if you don't perform for me, I'm gonna call you out in the media.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's people feel more comfortable doing that than they used to, for sure.
Yeah.
So looking forward to getting down to Atlanta. The story out of it probably will be the loser of that game, because the loser of that first game, if it's Kentucky, they're going to be a 5-loss team before Christmas. That's not the way this was supposed to go. If it's St. John's, they lose, you're a 4-loss team before Christmas. That's not the way this was supposed to go. So fun time in Atlanta. I'll tell you more about it on Monday when I get back.
Whoa. That was
Number
my bad.
5.
And I think everybody assumed you were responsible for that.
Sorry, guys.
I think
just trying to keep everyone on their toes.
Everybody understands who's responsible when the wrong button gets pushed. Hey, big fight tonight down in Miami. Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua. You're not excited? I'm
excited. I'm going to watch.
I'm about to have the best time I've ever had in
Actually, I might go see Avatar, but what time will they fight? 10?
Oh, probably later.
11?
I mean, the good news is this is in Miami, not Vegas.
Yeah.
So it can't start at midnight.
Right.
You know? I bet it's a reasonable time.
Okay.
I bet it's a reasonable time because typically these big events, they happen 2 hours behind us, not 1 hour ahead of us. So I bet it's not too late. I'm about to have a party in my hotel room tonight in Atlanta.
Okay.
I got Alabama-Oklahoma football.
Yep.
And I got a big-time boxing match. What more do I need? Why aren't you excited?
Well, I am excited. I'm going to watch it. I feel like there's some funny business going on here just because Jake Paul is a heavy underdog in this fight. It's plus 700 right now, I believe.
Anthony Joshua minus 1,200.
And I just feel because I'm still questioning, why would Jake Paul want to do this? Don't you want to keep your unbeaten streak alive? He's unbeaten, right?
No, he lost. He lost very early on, but he has been on a little bit of a string of victories.
Yeah.
I asked some people who know more about this than I, and they said their understanding was Netflix had basically told Jake Paul, "We'll stay in business with you," but the Mike Tyson thing, that did huge numbers, but it was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, I got you.
We need real fights.
We don't want to be a joke. Okay.
But then that doesn't answer the question of why did he do this? He was going to fight Gervonta Davis.
Right.
And then Gervonta Davis had the domestic thing, and they had to pull away from that.
And I think that would have been, even though Gervonta Davis would probably be favored, I still think it would be closer.
At least if you don't put a weight limit on Jake Paul, he can lean on him and just lean on him.
Yep.
And there's a reason they have weight classes in boxing.
Right.
It matters. If somebody's significantly heavier than the other person, it matters. So maybe Gervonta Davis just outboxes him, but at least you have an obvious advantage in that you're just the bigger man. You're not the bigger man now.
Hell no.
So you're not the most experienced man. You're not the bigger man. You're not the hardest hitter. I mean, this is one where if it's on the up and up, and the prevailing thought is that it is, because Anthony Joshua's got a 3-fight deal worth $100 million on the table, but he doesn't need to mess it up by getting beat by a streamer, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So the prevailing thought is he's really going to show up and fight. And he's bigger, hits harder, more experienced. He's not what he used to be, but he's still a legitimate. This is a real step up in competition and everything else. And I can't envision a scenario where Jake Paul doesn't get stopped pretty quickly.
I just think Vegas is licking their chops. You're going to have so many Jake Paul fans betting on him tonight.
I mean, good luck.
Right.
One of these guys is a pretty good new to the sport pseudo-professional boxer.
Mm-hmm.
And the other guy was the world champion of the heavyweight division. And that's not too far removed from him.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to win the title again, but he had it not too long ago. This should not be good for Jake Paul, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll stream it.
I'm gonna watch it too.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in too.
Anthony Joshua minus 1,200.
Yeah.
Jake Paul plus 700. You can stream it on Netflix. Be back with Carryout.
Memphis. Monday Night Raw returns with non-stop action, unmatched energy, and the superstars you love.
We don't get mad, we get even. We don't go home till we beat them. This is our time, we ain't leaving. We need to come undefeated.
Witness the moments you'll never forget. Monday Night Raw, Memphis. Monday, February 16th. Tickets and ringsider packages on sale next Friday.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online. You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Season, forget the ordinary and give the extraordinary. Holiday ticket packs are more than tickets. They're past slam dunks, buzzer beaters, and unforgettable memories. Imagine the roar of the crowd, the thrill of the game, and the joy of sharing it all with family and friends. Holiday packs are the ultimate way to spread cheer. Don't settle for socks or sweaters. Give the gift to Grizzlies game day and visit grizzlies.com/packs. That's grizzlies.com/packs. Let's do carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
Well, I'm going to be in Atlanta tomorrow, but the University of Memphis Tigers, Penny's Tigers, are going to be in Starkville, Mississippi for a game against Mississippi State. We haven't touched on that today. Tigers, of course, on a 2-game losing streak right now. Lost to Louisville, lost to Vanderbilt. Mississippi State is projected at KenPom to be a 76-74 winner, but they're down to 88th at KenPom. So Mississippi State lower in the computers than Memphis, but projected as a 2-point winner over the Tigers tomorrow.
Yeah, just think, I don't think a win at Mississippi State necessarily does anything for any dreams of an at-large hope, which I've heard plenty of people say this week that is completely done and over with, and that's fine. But it would be good for morale because a 3-game losing streak going into conference play would not be good.
Okay, so this is a quadrant 2 game tomorrow based on current numbers. So it's not even an opportunity for Memphis to get its first quadrant 1 win.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Memphis is 0-3 in quadrant 1 with only 3 quadrant 1 opportunities left on the schedule. At Utah State, at South Florida, at Tulsa. There's no guarantee any of those will remain quadrant 1 opportunities, but they are right now. So at this point in the season, just to drill down on the idea that the at-large hopes are probably over, at this point in the season, the best Memphis can get back to in quadrant 1 would be 3-3, based on games scheduled.
Right.
And the only way to do that would be to win 3 road games. You don't get any of these at home. None of these on a neutral. So, we don't have to put it in Sharpie on December 19th, but it feels like almost regardless of what happens in Starkville, the at-large stuff's probably over.
Yep.
We're going to know as Memphis is playing the conference schedule that Memphis is probably going to have to win the conference tournament, not just the regular season conference championship. But still, it's a game against SEC team tomorrow. Memphis at Mississippi State. Hopefully, the Tigers can get it done, snap a 2-game losing streak, because if you don't, well, it's a 3.
What's today's biggest game?
Let's go college football playoff tonight in prime time.
Okay.
Alabama at Oklahoma. The Sooners are 1.5-point favorites. The total is 40.5. How are you going to act?
Roll Tide, I think.
You want to roll Tide?
I think so.
7 o'clock ABC.
I mean, obviously these teams are close, evidence being the spread. Yeah, just give me Alabama. I don't really have any reasoning behind it or anything like that.
It's the Crimson Tide. You don't have to have a reason. You just say roll Tide and go with it.
Roll Tide and
just say roll. Just if anybody ever asks you, I've been knowing this for years. Somebody asks you what you think about a football game. Alabama's in it. Just say roll Tide. You'll probably be right.
And if you're like a diehard, you say roll damn Tide.
You say roll damn Tide.
Yeah.
Right? But they just roll Tide, roll damn, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Roll Tide. Alabama on the road tonight. Bennett wants to take the 1.5 points.
What are we watching on TV?
So, how about this? Got home last night, watched Thursday Night Football, and then we turned on the new Adam Duritz documentary.
Oh, the Counting Crows documentary, yeah.
It's called Counting Crows, Have You Seen Me Lately? Bill Simmons played a role in it. It premiered last night on HBO. We streamed it on the HBO Max app. Actually watched the whole thing. I thought it was great.
Was it good?
It was really good. I mean, you might need to like Counting Crows or have lived through that. It was especially interesting. First off, like August and Everything After, that debut album was like one of my favorite albums of all time. Like, I love that album. And Recovering the Satellites, the second album, I love that album. I love Counting Crows. And they sort of point out, like, Counting Crows sort of burst onto the scene with Mr. Jones. And because of the dreadlocks, Adam was a very recognizable person. So Mr. Jones comes at a time where, like, Kurt Cobain is telling you how terrible it is to be a rock star. Trent Reznor is telling you how miserable it is to be a rock star. And here comes Adam Duritz, this like little poppy band, and they're like wanting to be a rock star. It's not supposed to be cool to say I want to be a rock star. And he's like, no, we all want to be big stars. And it's all set up like the song. If you listen to the song, it's like, yes, I want to be a rock star so badly, and I know it's not gonna fix the things that need to be fixed. He says things like, you know, I know I'll never be lonely. Like the implication being I'm lonely now and I'm sad now, but as soon as I become a rock star, everything will be better. And he knew that wasn't true. And then his life unfolded in a way that it was tough. You know, the internet wasn't really a thing back then. So they were overseas when Mr. Jones pops and have no proper understanding for how big this has gotten. So he says, they come back to the States, he's telling the story, and they got a show in New Orleans, and it's just like a little show in New Orleans. Like, I saw them play the New Daisy with Cracker. They opened up for Cracker. This was after Mr. Jones. And they were like the little opening band, but everybody was there to see them because they were all over MTV. So he's like, so we're back in the United States, and we're in New Orleans. It's like, I'm nobody. And I go to see a movie by myself. Like, the movie theater is empty. And he said, next thing I know, a guy comes in, like sits down next to me, and is clearly like there to sit next to Adam Duritz from Counting Crows. And I'm like, yo, man, I'm just trying to, you know, decompress a little bit. Like, it was weird. He sat down right next to me. He said, then 10 minutes later, guy comes in, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. It's the guy who runs the movie theater. He said, hey, man, I don't mean to bother you, but are you Adam Duritz from Counting Crows? He's like, yeah. He's like, there's 200 people outside waiting on you. We've never seen anything like this, but if you want to sneak out, there's a door down here. I can get you out of here. He said, I snuck out a door. People are following me back to my hotel. I had no concept for how famous I was. And he's like, I'm back home in Berkeley. There are kids camping outside my home. And he said he had made friends with like Johnny Depp. And Johnny Depp was like, man, you got to get out of there. Come down to LA. And he started hanging out at the Viper Room just because there were famous people there and he could kind of blend in. I actually started bartending at the Viper Room because he was sort of antisocial, weird, sort of awkward. And he didn't know how to carry on conversations with just normal conversations, but he liked talking to people. He didn't like feeling isolated. And he thought bartending was a way to, well, people got to ask me for a drink, and then I got to make it for them. And we'll talk about that. But then I can always say, hey, I have to go make another drink. I can always get out of it. So here's this guy, has this debut album that sells like 7 million records, and he's all over MTV. And if you happen to pop into this bar in Hollywood, he might be the guy making you a vodka drink. The whole thing's bananas, all right? He's dating Jennifer Aniston at one point. He's dating Courtney Cox at one point. Like, of the famous Friends women, he dated 2 of the 3. And became on some level like this huge celebrity rock star. Very recognizable because of the hair, the Hollywood actresses. And then there was a pushback, which I don't remember it this way because I loved the second album, but the second album didn't do what the first album did. Even though the second album was wonderful, but there was a pushback about this guy just wants to date models, and people were telling him, like, you need to keep your personal life more personal than it is because it's not cool to date the Hollywood actresses. Eddie Vedder's cool. Kurt Cobain's cool. What are you doing? And he was like, I don't know. This is all crazy to me. And it was like hard. He struggled with all of that. And I don't know. The documentary just sort of tells his story. I've gotten to know him a little bit over the years. It's like one of the coolest things of like where my career has taken me, like of the people I've kind of gotten to know. Like, it's been neat getting to know him a little bit. I met him through Bomani Jones, and Bomani connected us, and Kelly and I have spent time with him a couple of times. And I'm always hesitant about meeting people like that because you're just scared. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I was in high school, like, listening to this album over and over again, crying to this album over and over again. And I would just tell you, he is just as awesome as you would hope. Just pleasant and cool and kind. And it was nice to see him in this documentary sort of get his flowers a little bit because I don't know how many people in the year 2025 care about Counting Crows or even know Adam Duritz. But there was a moment where he was like one of the most famous artists in this country, in the world. And he wrote some really beautiful songs. It still is, but certainly those early albums, like those songs will be around forever. Mm-hmm. So I traveled yesterday. I assumed I'd fall asleep pretty quickly once we started it. But Kelly and I both made it through the whole thing. It was good. You can find it if you want to. Adam Duritz documentary. It's called Counting Crows. Have You Seen Me Lately? You can stream it on HBO Max.
What's the best thing we've read?
So, remember the viral moment from the Coldplay concert this summer?
Yes, I do.
Did you see the story?
Yeah, from the
New York
lady.
Times. Yeah. The woman who was at the center of it sat down with the New York Times. And I read it. I thought it was really good. Mm-hmm. Really well done. And it just humanizes her. You know, she doesn't excuse anything. Like, I was somewhere I shouldn't have been with somebody I shouldn't have been with. She knows that she crossed the line. But she also makes it clear, like, I wasn't cheating on my husband. My husband and I were already going through a divorce. In fact, my estranged husband was at the concert too. And she says the reason I reacted the way I reacted initially when I got put on that jumbo, I thought about my estranged husband and embarrassing him. That was the first thought that went through her head, she said. But she did also recognize I'm with my boss and I shouldn't be with my boss, regardless of my marital status. She knows she crossed the line, but you can understand how it happened. And her whole world was flipped upside down.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you just go from an anonymous woman, you're going to a Coldplay concert with some friends, and next thing you know, the whole world's making fun of you. But you got to go back to your real life. She's got teenage sons. It was her mom. The whole world's making fun of. It just, like, I laughed the way everybody else laughed, and you know, when I saw a funny meme, I laughed at it. Probably texted it to somebody. But I thought the story did a good job of, like, this is a real woman, and she's not the devil, and that was a hard thing for her to have to go through. Self-inflicted on some level, sure, but we now live in a world because of the internet where you can go from you're just a normal human to the most famous person on the planet today. That can happen to any of us for any number of reasons. And it happened to her. And she talked about it for the first time. How it happened, why it happened, where it led. And I thought it was really well done. So if you're interested in that at all, you can find it in New York Times.
What's going on this weekend?
Oh, man, everything going on this weekend.
Busy one.
Playoff football tonight. Tigers bowl game today. Big boxing match tonight. More playoff games tomorrow. Big Saturday of college basketball. Memphis, Mississippi State. Huge NFL Sunday. And then we'll come back Monday. We'll talk about it all.
And the Great Reset here inside this building.
Reset.
The Great Reset tomorrow night.
14 and 14. Here
14
we come.
and 14. 14 and 14. That doesn't sound that good.
14 and 14. Let's count our chickens before they hatch.
Let's go.
All right. Enjoy your weekend. I'll try to enjoy mine. Let's be back here Monday at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.